dial in at any time. If you wish to use our dial by name directory, please press 2. Otherwise, stay on the line for the next available court judicial assistant. Information, instruction forms, juror information, and weekly court schedules are available at www.courts.state.co.us. If you wish to call the Municipal Court of Greeley, their phone number is 970-350-9230.
Yes, could you speak up a little bit? I'm having trouble hearing you.
Well, how may I help you?
Yes, I want to ask you guys a question. I just called, I believe it was the Weld County District Attorney's Office. Letitia over there was saying which deputy DA did I want to speak with, and well, I was trying to ask a question, what the purpose of legalese was, and she told me that first of all, she told me she couldn't answer any questions. And
what
she's
are you asking questions about? What kind of questions?
well, at that point, I didn't have a particular question yet, but I wanted to know what the purpose of legalese is, the legal language. What is the purpose of the legal language?
What legal language?
Oh, you don't know that there's a legal language? It's called legalese?
No, I don't.
No? Yeah, it's the language of attorneys. You never knew that?
No, I didn't.
Oh. Well, what is your function there?
I'm a deputy clerk.
A deputy clerk.
Correct.
What do you do there?
What is it you need, sir?
May I speak with your supervisor?
Yes, you may. Just
Thank you very much. It's amazing how you try to ask questions and they just can't answer a simple question. Amazing. Yeah.
Are you there?
Yes.
Hold on just a second.
All right. Thank you.
Sir, can I help you?
Yeah, I have a question for you, but first of all, I was just talking to the lady right before you came on. I asked her what her duty was. I think I said the word function, but I actually meant like what is her duty as a deputy clerk, and she said, then she asked me what's the purpose of my call, and I'm just, whenever I call government, it's just hard to believe how people just can't answer a simple question. I don't know why.
Okay.
Would you have the answer to that?
Well, I can try to answer you. What is your question?
Well, I just asked it. I said that people are having trouble answering questions. I asked you if you knew why.
Well, I don't know what question that you were having difficulty getting the answer to.
Well, the question is I'm asking government questions and they can't answer questions. So I'm asking you, why can't they answer questions? I don't know.
Okay. I don't know I'm not sure what you're asking. I mean,
I'm just asking why government can't. Okay. All right, since you can't answer that one, ma'am, I'm going to ask you a question. What is the purpose for legalese, which is the legal language that attorneys use? It's the private language of attorneys. Why do cities, why do the government, why do the courts use a legal language?
Our function as a court is to abide by the Colorado revised statutes and legislative.
Yeah, that's written in legalese. That's written in legal language. So I'm wondering what the purpose of a legal language is. If you don't know that, then maybe you could direct me somewhere where somebody can answer that question. That's the only question I want to know. If you don't know what legalese, then I guess you're not qualified to answer. But do you have a supervisor, or do you have a boss or somebody that may be able to answer that? Because now here's the deal. I called the Weld County DA's office, and I said I wanted to ask the DA a question, and she said she didn't give legal advice. So I said, oh, asking questions is asking for legal advice, and she said yes. And I said, so I can't ask you a question and find out about you guys? And she goes, well, what do you want to know? I said, well, what is the purpose of the legal language? And she said, well, you can call the courthouse for the answer to that question. And I said, okay, so what is your name? And she said, Letitia. And I said, okay, so I can tell them that Letitia said that I could call the Weld County Court, and I can ask them, what is the purpose of the legal language? And they will tell me. And she said yes. And I go, okay. I go, how do you spell your name? And she hung up on me.
Well, I think you're asking a difficult question.
Okay, well that's fine, ma'am. I'm not getting angry with you.
We don't make the laws, we don't write the laws.
Okay, well I'm asking a simple question.
You're going to have to talk to somebody who actually writes the laws.
Oh, really?
Why they use.
Do you have his phone number? Because I don't know who writes the laws. I mean, I see a guy on here named Scott something, but there's no phone number.
Sir, what question are you trying to find out?
Okay. Well, I'm going to ask again, ma'am. What is your name?
My name is Marcy.
Marcy. What is the purpose of a legal language? I don't know how many times I got to ask that.
The purpose of the legal language?
Yes. What is the purpose of it? From what I understand is that...
The purpose of the legal language is to provide guidance and structure for our government.
Okay.
And for our state courts and for our law enforcement.
I know you're doing the best you can. What was your name, Marcy?
Yes.
Marcy. Bless your heart. I know you're trying. But I don't think you understand really what it is, because the words in a legal language have different meanings. I don't know if you knew that.
Do not have the authority or the even duty to interpret laws or the language or written orders. We don't.
Right.
We're the holder of the court record. If you have a specific question regarding a court record, I am happy to help you with that.
Oh, okay. Marcy, I appreciate your trying. I know you are. I'm just having a hard time getting answers. And, you know, I mean, I ask a specific question, and it's like, you know...
Sir, and I'm going to disagree with you respectfully that you're not asking a specific question, or you're not asking it to the right agency.
Okay, I agree with you.
The courts don't write the laws.
Right. So would you, according to your knowledge, would you say that I should call the state legislator possibly?
They do write laws. They do put things into effect.
And I think that's Scott Grizzler or something like that. Have you heard of the guy?
I know Scott, but I don't think it's Grizzler.
Yeah, it's something weird like that. Yeah.
Right.
Scott Gessler.
Gessler, that's right.
Yeah. Now I can't find his number, or maybe I can. Maybe. Because every time I try to, I'll just try him, Marcy. You know, I'm sorry for bugging you, and I'm sorry that...
You're not. Please don't think that you're bugging me. I mean, this is a difficult question. Like what you're the information you're trying to get is something I don't think that is a function of our responsibility or
Yeah, and that
our
was
ability to answer you to the degree that you're wanting the answer.
Yeah, and that was one of the questions that I asked the lady earlier, and she was like, she couldn't answer the question. I mean,
Right.
it's just simple questions. I mean, if you don't know the answer, well, you don't know the answer. I mean,
Right.
you know, I ask a question and then they ask me a question. It's like, well, you know, I'm the one wanting information, you know, just answer the question.
Our duty here is to try to answer whatever you're asking, but also more specifically, what are you looking for? Do you have a case? Are you trying to find out information on a case? Are you?
No, I'm actually.
Our job, and we've directed our employees to ask a little bit further, ask more specific. So.
Yeah. Well, actually, Marcy, here's my purpose in life right now.
Okay.
Is attorneys use illegal language, and whenever a government agency is confused about something, they always talk to their attorney who knows the legal language, and they're all run by this legal language. They don't realize they are, but your office there operates under a legal language. You don't know that. But this legal language, I believe, is the language of commerce, because it's a simple, buying and selling. You know, the government is in the business. They're in business because they're a corporation, so they're doing services, they're selling, they're buying and selling. So what they do is they use a language to trick people into commerce with them. And that is the whole reason of the legal language, and I'm trying to get that truth out of the government. I'm trying to, do you understand what I'm saying?
Right. I
You know,
definitely hear what you're saying.
Yeah, because, if you look in Black's Law, which is the #1 law dictionary, the word person actually means a legal fiction or a corporation. So when you go into court and they're saying person, they're actually calling you a corporation, because since America is a corporation, they cannot do business with you unless you're in contract. So whenever you sign your name to the capital letter person on your driver's license, social security card, you actually become a corporation. And they use this legal language as a secret language to trick you into commerce with them. And that's the only way they can have power. And that's the heart of the whole issue I'm trying to get to. I already know what it is. I mean, the Bible has taught me what it is. I'm just trying to get the truth out of the lawyers. And I've already got a lot of valuable information. But I'm constantly trying to seek for little bits and little crumbs and little pieces here and there in government, because that this is all, we are all participating in a court where anything you say can and will be used against you. And it may not be in the court of law, but it's in the court of our minds and the court of common law, which is common sense. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to bring common sense and common law back to America, rather than this legalese language, the language of commerce, international commerce that's run by international bankers. We're bankrupt. So we're a corporation now. We have to make money because we're under the control of somebody else. We couldn't manage our own affairs, so we ended up bankrupt. Now we're run by the international bankers. And they use this law of commerce to trick us into commerce with them, because the Constitution clearly says that the just powers of any government come from the consent of the government, of the governed. So if the governed are no longer consenting, there is no longer just powers. Their power, they may have power, but it's not just, because no legitimate government can operate and rule over somebody without their consent. According to our Constitution, that's the law. That's common sense. Anyway, I know this is probably, you probably don't understand it, but...
No, I definitely hear what you're saying. I guess I'm a little concerned that you're calling our courthouse and talking to our clerks with knowing the answer that you're looking for, and then giving our clerks a hard time for not giving you that answer.
Yeah,
They're
well...
not qualified to give you that answer.
Okay, well, I agree with you. But there's one thing that I don't agree with you is I'm not trying to get them to answer me the way I want them to. I'm just simply... What I ask for is just an answer. I'm not, when I asked her what her duty was there, she didn't answer me.
Okay.
I mean, I think that's a legitimate question, well, what's your duty there? So that way, I mean, regardless of why I asked the question, but the fact is, I just wanted to know if possibly she wasn't qualified to answer the question. Maybe she could direct me in another department or something. I mean, I don't know why she couldn't answer that. I mean, that's a simple question. What is your duty there?
Right.
I mean, and she would not answer that. I don't know why.
Job descriptions are on the website.
Yeah, I understand that.
We're not to hold her as a record.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Again, we don't write the laws that you're referring to.
yeah. All right, Marcy, I appreciate your time. You've been
problem.
great.
Okay, have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.